brackets and no, I'm nowhere near there.
It's on. All I do is hit that button, shut it off, go right back on it, hit the button one time, come back on.
I've got a wide bracket behind, just in front of you, so.
Okay, I scouted the Sunday
came with
morning
some
and Labor Day
contraption.
weekend before we left town.
But what I just bought came with a contraption. It's got a flat plate, then you have a plate that goes like that, and it swivels like this.
I got one of them, something like that.
I'm not sure what it's used for.
I wanted ones I could turn it, and it goes that way. You know, I could turn it while I'm riding. I got one, but it's so hard to turn.
I've been on that boat years ago.
I'm like, oh, man, I'll do that shit. I'll be falling off the bike.
This one came with a suction cup to mount to the dash of your boat. I'll probably give that to my friend because he likes to do dash recordings.
Well, my next car, I'm getting a dash cam
Oh,
put
I
in.
see. That's called Campus Green
You should too.
Road, but I don't think that Campus Green
Get a dash
Road
cam
goes
put
into-
in.
Do you know
I got an attachment for the GoPro though.
on the other sidewalk?
Yeah.
I don't think it did. Is why.
But what do I need it for?
So I was going to ask him. The light was green. He ran it. But it didn't work out that way. He said he was in there. And if I had a GoPro, it would prove my point.
Okay, but no, exactly how much it is. There is a
Yeah, you can. I know.
before I say get on the sidewalk.
I think this one you can set up for loop recording.
Probably can too. Go into settings or something.
Yeah.
Which I should do, but
Take one quick look over there and then I'll grab the thing and lock the car.
if something's working right, I don't like to mess with it.
Is it?
If something's working right, I don't like to mess with it.
Oh, yeah.
I got a neighbor buys a new car. The next day, he's got the hood up, playing with it. See,
Listen, there's so much garbage in this car. I actually had to sit down and read the manual. I mean, if it's got a lane control.
yeah.
So if you move over a little bit, it tries to pull you back. The problem with that is I was driving back to a ride the other day, wherever I was, and this truck, not a semi, but a big van-like truck, was kind of easing over towards me. So I took an evasive maneuver just to pull over the yellow line. I was in the fast lane with the yellow line, so I could get past him so he didn't sideswipe. Well, the damn thing, if I'd had it on, would have tried to pull me back.
Yep. I hear you talking, Alvin.
Then they got this forward radar. If you're in cruise control, and everyone's going, let's say, 60 miles an hour, everything's fine. The guy in front of you slows
Okay,
down
nobody
because
obvious over
it'll
there. I
slow
thought
you
when I
down.
was coming across
The
last
problem
time, I
is,
thought I
it
saw
keeps the
somebody
distance with
with one of us.
the width of this car. Well, you know what that is? That's an invitation for everyone in the lane next to you to get in front of you, and you keep slowing down.
It's not all it's cracked up to be.
You know what? Under certain circumstances,
It's good.
if I'm visiting my son in New Jersey, I can see having all this stuff on, and you can turn it all off, but and you can override it by stepping on the accelerator. And you know,
It's a lot of high tech. Yeah,
I mean, I did not buy the car for any of this stuff. I mean,
You will pay
you're
some
driving
car.
down, it gets dark out, my rear view mirror turns dark.
Yeah.
Well, that's great if there are headlights behind you, but that means you can't see anything behind you. If you got the high beams on and a car's coming towards you, it dims them. Well, that I like.
If the car turns off the
But,
road, then
I mean, it
doesn't
just,
matter.
it goes on and
Oh, okay.
on and on. It's absolutely
Then
amazing.
this lane assist crap, you know, and I had a car in front of me that wanted to make a U-turn right around an intersection, and I was behind him, and I started to go off this way, and the damn car braked me and stopped me because he thought I was going to hit the back of the other car making a U-turn. I wasn't anywhere near him, and all of a sudden the car jammed on its brakes. It's crazy.
The one thing I do like because I'm not used to driving a car that size. But my little Prius,
Oh, yeah.
it's got this thing, if the front bumper gets too close to something,
Right.
it warns you. So when I'm
Yeah.
pulling into a parking space with this
Yeah.
tank,
A tank.
at least
exactly.
until I get used to it.
Yeah.
And I like the backup camera. It's a good backup camera.
Yeah.
That's nice for backing up the driveway.
Mm-hmm. Helps you out.
It's just amazing
well.
stuff they put in these days, electronics.
I think that's been a way to doesn't need you at all and tries to steer itself. I don't know. It scares me a little bit.
There's only 8 of us.
Hey, she's still loading her garbage with your bike. I don't know why.
Guess we don't want to cross the bike path now.
She's with us. She just signed in and got a
Wait for anybody.
to the end of the truck. Remember to turn my little tail light on. All right, man, when you're ready, we're going to do a few announcements.
Oh.
So I don't know how many of you have ridden to Sandy Point or not. This was Katarina's old ride, and I modified it to start here instead of the Jones Point Park and Ride because of all the commuters blocking that parking lot usually during the week. So I cut out some of the Plainfield or whatever the neighborhood she used to go through to make the mileage about the same. But coming back on College Parkway, I don't know if any of you have ever done College Parkway. There's a little bike trail for the one part of it, and then there's a nice shoulder for other parts of it. And then I've got us going on Jones, whatever it's called, Jones Station Road, which is a little through the neighborhood Jones Station Road, not the real Jones Station Road. And I'm not familiar with this area, you know, but I did scout the ride twice. And that threw me because I thought that was the first time I saw that sign, the connector stick trail to the real Jones Station Road, but it's not. And I've got a little picture from the map. It's a little side trail that gets you off of the part where College Parkway starts running out of shoulder. And then we hit the College Parkway again for a little piece. And at one point I do have on here to jump on the sidewalk. It's at the bottom half of the cue sheet. Because it's not long, that's only about a block, and that'll keep us safer. And then you do a little cut through that cuts through to come back over to this side of Ritchie Highway. So anyway, the trickiest part and why we might not see Bob today, because I remember him telling me he hates St. Margaret's Road. We're on that for a couple of miles. It's not necessarily a bad road, it's a country-ish type road with no shoulder, and some of it's a little windy and a little bit up and downy. Cars I think only have a 25-mile-an-hour speed limit, at least on parts of that. Obviously some speed, and parts of it, you know, where it winds, I'll pull a bud and I'll be out so the cars coming up around the curve can see me, as opposed to ride real tight to the right where then they turn that curve and not see that I'm right there. You know, so, but it's not a bad road, I don't think. I mean, it just depends how much traffic. And the last time I scouted it was Sunday of Labor Day, and, you know, it wasn't traffic. There were cars that went past me, but it wasn't an issue. They saw me and whatnot. But anyway, we'll get going here, and I'll be in front. Anybody who wants to go fast and pass me, by all means, do so.
All right, I can bring it back
All right.
if you want, Tom.
Okay.